Hello, hello, it's Dr. Jen, and this little video is just for you to make sure that you know all the fundamentals that you need to know for your Invisalign. We're going to cover taking them in and out, keeping them clean, what to do if an edge is rough, how to wear your elastics, and how to use Chewies. Now, if the elastic part does not apply to you, then don't worry about elastics. I will do them at the end. Okay. I've got my little model here with an Invisalign aligner on them. Now, when you were in the office to get your aligners, the lovely assistants that work here would have gone over with you how to take them in and out. But here's a few helpful hints. This is a bottom aligner. So the aligners are the least tight on the teeth at the very back last tooth. If you are finding that trying to grab an edge with your fingernails is hard, and in some cases it would be almost impossible to get them out that way, you want to use two fingers and grab the back of the aligner. So it means you're putting your hands into your mouth to grab the very back here and pull this up. And then you can do the same thing to the other side here. So you're going to pull this side up, and then you're going to slowly pop the whole thing off all the way around, okay? If you take one side off, let me put this back on. If you take one side off and then try to rip it all the way around, you can see this corner is flexing. You will end up cracking the aligners on the corners. So if you're going to loosen them from the back, make sure you loosen each side and then pull towards the front to pop it out. You can do this on the top or the bottom. The key is to get your fingers on both sides of the aligner on the very last tooth. It is always the loosest in the aligner. So to get them out, that's what you're going to do. Grab the back if you can't get it from the side. It depends how many attachments you have on your teeth on how easy it is to just pop it up with a fingernail, okay? Now, putting them in. Please don't bite them into place. When aligners go in, you should be using fingers and thumbs only. Aligner goes into the mouth, and then you use your fingers to push them into place. Don't throw it in your mouth and bite. If it's not in the exact right spot, you can crack your aligner. And that would be bad because then you'd have to jump ahead to the next one, and then your teeth are going to be really sore. Each aligner just has to last for that 7 days unless you were told to wear it for a different amount of time before you switch to the next one. So you want to be careful with them. That means fingers and thumbs to put them in, okay? And to take them out, you're never going to try to torque it all the way around. These are made through a laser cutting process. Sometimes all of the edges are really soft and smooth, and sometimes there will be a rough edge. So it may not be every aligner, but every once in a while you might have an edge or a corner that's catching on your lip or your cheek and is really annoying. What you'll want to do is take a nail file, so an emery board, any one, and you can go to that edge and just scrub it right off. You cannot hurt these with a nail file. If you don't have a nail file, you can take a pair of scissors and try to cut just that edge off. If you're only taking off a few millimeters of plastic, you're not going to hurt anything, but cutting this can be difficult. It's pretty strong, and sometimes it makes a new sharp edge if you cut, so I always suggest that you use a nail file first. Try the nail file. That should keep the edges nice and smooth. We would have given you something called Chewies. Chewies help to push the aligners up over your teeth. So when your aligners are in, now your Chewy could be any color because they come in many different flavors. The one I have here is green because it's mint. And this Chewy is going to go between your teeth, and basically you're going to bite on it and slowly move it all the way around, and it helps to put a gentle force on your aligners top and bottom to seat them, to push them all the way up. Most people will use their Chewies all the way around, so they'll do it on every single tooth. But some people will only use their Chewies specifically where myself or Dr. Dena has indicated. In certain types of bites, we only use Chewies on front teeth, and in certain types of bites, we only use Chewies on back teeth. If we were not specific with you about where to use your Chewy, you can use your Chewy everywhere. Some people use their Chewies at the first 2 days of every single aligner, and some people just use their Chewies if they feel like it's not fitting perfectly. Using this for 10 to 15 minutes, 1 to 3 times a day, will get those aligners fitting perfectly so your teeth are all in the right place at the right time. They're pretty fantastic. Now that we've covered Chewies, we are going to talk about how to keep these guys clean. You're going to take them out every time you eat. You can drink with them in. If you're going to have a drink with sugar, you'll take them out and rinse your mouth with water and rinse your aligner with water and then put them back in when you're finished that drink. Your aligners should be cleaned every time you clean your teeth. That means for sure in the morning and before bed. And if you do a toothbrush in the afternoon after work or school, you can do it then too. Aligners just need a toothbrush and toothpaste. You need to use your toothbrush and toothpaste on the inside, so all the way inside where your teeth go, but also on the outside, all the way around, because your spit will be covering every surface of this. You can use fresh toothpaste on a toothbrush. One of my daughters spits into them with the toothpaste after she brushed her teeth, and that works too. So you can do it however you like, but every time your teeth get brushed, which is at least twice a day, you need to brush your aligners, okay? Inside and outside. If you feel like that's not having them taste clean enough to you, you can soak them for 10 or 15 minutes in mouthwash, or 50% mouthwash, 50% water. Some people, especially if they drink a lot of tea or coffee with their aligners in, will find that they start to get just a little bit yellow over that week that you're wearing them. If that's bugging you, you can soak them in Polydent for an hour. Polydent or Efferdent can be purchased at any drugstore, and you simply soak them in there and it's just fizzy. It just gets rid of any buildup on them, and it works really well. And you can do that down the road when you get retainers. We'll talk about that. It works great for keeping clear plastic super clear, okay? So keeping them clean, super important. Keeping your teeth clean, also super important, but we're talking about care of your aligners here. The last thing we're going to talk about is elastics. If you have elastics, we will have told you about them because we would have had to give you a bag of elastics in whatever size is going to work for you. The great thing about Invisalign and elastics is the elastics can only go where Dr. Dena and I have programmed elastics to go. So on my little model here, you can see there is a silver button there. And it's hard to see here, but there's a little groove or a slit cut into the plastic up here. Elastics will always connect from a button to a groove, or a button to another button, or a groove to a groove. They can't really go anywhere else. The important thing for you to know is how much should you be wearing your little elastics. Elastics sometimes are all the time, which means if aligners are in, elastics are in. Sometimes they're what we call 12 hours a day, which I usually say means from about 7 o'clock at night until 7 o'clock in the morning, or any 12-hour window as long as it's over bedtime. And some people will have elastics just when sleeping, which usually means we're asking for about 8 hours of elastic wear. If you don't know how much you should be wearing your elastics, please call, text, or email us. We will tell you how much you should be wearing your elastics. Elastics are what fixes bites. If we have elastics in your plan and you don't wear them, then your bite won't get better and we won't get to finish. So if you want to be finished as fast as possible, please wear your elastics. Elastics can be tricky the first day or two because it's something new you're doing with your fingers, and some of these elastics are very, very tiny. So if you need to do it in a mirror watching, you can do that. You will become an expert very quickly. The last thing that's important about elastics, when your elastics are connected and you're wearing them during the day, you'll want to put new elastics in every time you eat, because an elastic is most effective for about 3 to 4 hours of use, and then the elasticity decreases and it's not pulling as hard anymore, so you'll want a brand new elastic in. Of course, when you're sleeping, I don't need you to wake up every 3 to 4 hours to put a new elastic in. But when you're sleeping, you're not talking, so the elastics aren't getting stretched nearly as much, and so they do work great overnight when you're sleeping. If you're wearing them that 12 hours, so let's say you put them in at 7, but you go to bed at 10 or 11, put a brand new elastic in right before you go to bed. You want it to be a strong elastic so that it's doing its job while you are sleeping. I hope that gives you enough information to feel confident and successful with your Invisalign. If you ever have any questions, concerns, something isn't clear, you don't know what to do, we are here for you, so please just let us know. You can call us, 403-256-7797. You can text us, 587-327-6727, or you can email us, info@impactortho.com. We can help you with any issue you might be having, and I hope you enjoy your Invisalign experience. I can't wait to see you. Bye-bye.